Hey all, welcome to Mawe Mysteries, the channel that brings you interdimensional content, which means that the readings are from a broad and expanded point of view as they are channeled through vast dimensions of space and time, and therefore should resonate with you guys whenever y'all come across them. So, Nzunza reading, Nzunza kids, hello, hello, hello. I hope y'all are enjoying the winter if you're in the southern hemisphere. And I don't know how you cannot enjoy summer, but actually, let me not say that. I'm not really into summer. But yeah, but I hope if you're in summer, you're enjoying that. Yay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, Nzunza, Nzunza kids, Nzunza people, Nzunza people. Today we're gonna talk about the unity consciousness and what that actually means and the role that Inzunza plays in that, because that is literally its role. Now, if you watch the earlier Nzunza readings, you'll know that I refer to Inzunza as something that is connected to Christ consciousness, but I didn't want to call it that anymore because I feel like that can bring up a lot of confusion and all types of different interpretations. So I had to find another way of calling it, and we ended up on unity consciousness, which is Christ consciousness. Unity consciousness is the same thing. Now, with unity consciousness, I don't know, you might be thinking, yeah, we're all in it together and we are all connected. Yeah. That's not at all what I mean. You'll get there. You'll get to how you're connected with your external environment. But first, we need to connect the different aspects of you internally, because that's Inzunza's job. That's what Inzunza does. I don't know if you guys have noticed how there's multiple people within you. I don't want to call it multiple personalities because that is defined as a disorder, and you go into mental institutions if you call it that. So that's not what we're gonna call it. um, there's that verse in the Bible where that guy is talking to Jesus, that random man, and Jesus asks him, "Who are you?" And he says, "I am Legion." Legion means many. So that's what basically he was saying. He was saying that I have not yet united myself under oneness. I am still many, which is what everybody basically suffers from. That's actually what separation is. You'll notice that you'll tell yourself that tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna go to gym or I'm gonna eat healthy, and that's one version of you that wants to do that, that is committed to that. But the thing is, then tomorrow it's a different version of you, and that version either doesn't even know about that promise that you made for yourself, or basically doesn't really care for it, and then you keep beating yourself up because you can't stick to promises that you make to yourself, and sometimes you can't even stick to promises that you make to other people. And this is why. It's not because you're crazy, it's not because you're a piece of shit sometimes. It's actually because of this. It's because of the lesion within you that makes up who you are. There's nothing strange about this. It's not a bad thing. It's natural. One works themselves from this state of consciousness into a unified state of consciousness, and Inzunza is the one that collects all these parts of you. And what Inzunza, okay, so what happens is now sometimes a person, mankind, is described as a house where there's many servants, but they don't know who they serve. Like, they do not have a leader. And so that's why you get rebellions within you. That's why you get war, which is called the inner war, that then brings about the dark night of the soul, because you struggle between yes and no, concepts of wrong or right, and so forth. And again, this is completely natural. You have to go through these integration of duality of in situations such as struggling between yes and no. This funny enough, is what builds the unity within you. Um, if you're a person that just is on autopilot all the time and you don't have the struggle of yes and no, right and wrong, you will end in the machine state. You will never transcend the machine phase of the human being. So don't beat yourself up about that, even though there will be other parts of you that do beat yourself up about it. And yet there'll be other parts of you that say, man, whatever. And then there'll be other parts of you that say, no, I want to fix that. I do want a unified version of myself. Because as much as, yes, you're meant to be going through these phases, it's completely uncomfortable. It's what makes you feel lost in the world. It's the reason why you feel incomplete. INZUNZA is the leader of all these servants. When you embody Nzunza yako, it means all the separate parts of you now have direction, now have a unified perspective. They have a master, basically. And obviously that master is you, like in a unified state, in a non-dual state. So yeah, let's go into some tarot. Oracle. Some of you have picked a certain personality and that's what you define as yourself. And then when another aspect of you comes up, you want to say something like, that's not me. I don't know why I did that. That's not me, because you prefer a certain face. Personality, persona means mask, right? So in other words, a certain face. There's many of these, okay, within you. And because of how society will tell us this is the right way of being, or this person gets liked more, or this person is seen as powerful and this person is seen as weak, you tend to divide your inner selves into these groups where there's certain parts of you you've decided are weak based on what society tells you is that, and then there's certain parts of you that you've decided this is strong, this is me being strong. And so you prefer wearing these masks and these faces, not understanding that ultimately you are all of these, and also obviously none of them, right? This aspect of yourself that is unified, it already exists. It's already there. It's what some of you call your higher self, or basically, for those of you watching this reading, Nzunza. It's not that your Nzunza is shattered or is in pieces. You understand or go about, let me say that, you go about life from a state of separation due to the frequency at which you operate at, due to your current energetic vibration. But once you raise that vibration and are able to operate at a higher frequency, you then realize you were never separated. It's just a matter of perspective. I keep talking about this concept of home, of of a home within yourself and so forth. Yes, that concept is actually what I would call like heaven on earth. It's that point where you have unified all yourselves. Another thing I just want to say, guys, especially for those of you, please understand that challenges are part of your becoming. Challenges is how humans not only navigate their lives, but more than that, it's how they find out like what they are. It's how they find out what they're capable of. Challenges are the intention of a challenge is not to break you down. If it breaks you down, that's just the result of, it is what it is. That's what happened. But that's not the intention. The intention is to eat away at that which you are not. Through a challenge, one is meant to find out or get closer to their true self through chipping away at parts of themselves which they are not. That was very esoteric, wasn't it? That's the only way I can say it. One of the tools that you have to navigate this period of the many within you is self-love. You cannot bypass the different parts of you and say something like, these parts are weak, I don't want to be them, these parts are strong, I would rather be that. You cannot do that. And you also cannot just say, oh, I'm one person, I'm not gonna be like anything else, I'm gonna ignore. No, because again, you don't understand. Ultimately, you are an emanation of the all. The point of this is for you to not be afraid of what you are. The reason why the parts of you are perceived as separated is because you perceive them that way, which means you make them that way. The reason why you do that is because you are afraid of some of the parts that make up who you are. You are afraid of the all within you. So you would rather be a smaller version of that because someone told you that you can be loved in that form. Someone told you they prefer certain aspects and don't prefer other aspects, and that's why you believe that you can deny certain parts of yourself. One of the tools, again, within this part of the journey is self-love, is self-acceptance. That's what I mean by self-love. Is being okay with the fact that you said you were going to eat healthy and now you've eaten a pizza for the 5th day in a row. And what you don't understand is that being okay with it is not encouraging you to have a bad habit, but not picking at yourself and talking to yourself like you're a piece of shit. That allows you to make room for all the aspects of yourself, and so allow yourself to take the road that you actually want to take. So I know you don't want to eat pizza for 5 days in a row. I'm talking to the ones that don't. I know some of you do. I know you don't want to eat pizza for 5 days in a row because, there's the concept of that is unhealthy, and you have this deep fear of being unhealthy. But the more you say, oh my God, I hate myself for that, and I shouldn't have done that, and I feel so gross, I feel so ugly, I'm so unattractive, no one will love me, and all of that, all you're doing is perpetuating the separation. Begin slowly to show yourself compassion. Ask yourself some questions. Okay, I said I was going to eat healthier. Why have I eaten pizza for the 5th day in a row? Maybe you find out you did that because you felt alone. Maybe you felt sad. And now you realize that, oh shit, I'm an emotional eater. My diet is actually very much based on how I feel about myself. Then you realize why you're going in circles. The reason why you're eating pizza for the 5th day in a row is because from the first day that you ate the pizza, you spoke shit about yourself, so you felt low, which encouraged you to eat the pizza on the 2nd day. And on the second day, once again, you said, fuck, you're a piece of shit and you can't follow any instructions. You're gonna be fat your whole life, which made you feel bad and made you feel sad. And because you're an emotional eater, you then ate pizza on the third day because you want to make yourself feel better. Only now you're in a perpetual cycle of feeling like shit while trying to make yourself feel better. So, okay, now you realize this cycle, you are aware of it. What can we do to help it? Okay, I ate pizza on the first day. Maybe don't talk so badly about myself, but how do I do that? I can't fake it. So maybe I eat my pizza with a salad. Maybe I don't drink cool drink with my pizza, I drink water with it. Maybe I eat my pizza with some broccoli and cauliflower. This might sound stupid, but it will allow you to slowly, gradually stop perpetuating this feeling of self-hate towards yourself, which is actually what makes you eat in ways in which you see as unhealthy. Do you see what I mean? And in that, what you're not realizing is that you are starting to talk to yourself more like a person. You're starting to have more compassion for yourself. You're starting to... Now, when you eat the pizza, you kind of smile to yourself. You kind of laugh to yourself. You're like, yo, I win again, yawazi. And you can have this different conversation of, hi, mara namhlanje, like, I shem. Ngifuni comfort nyana. Do you get what I mean? From the conversation of you ain't shit to this conversation between the people in yourself to lo oy-wine I got mina ngiyayifuna le pizza namhlanje to the other one saying uyasibona ukuthi singakanani, but it's not. No, can't you see how you are? Do you see? The conversation between your many selves begins to change. And so now, because that's another issue with the many selves, they will try and take over one another. Because of how you see life, they will try, each one wants to be the leader and tell the other ones that they're shitty and it's their time on the seat when it's none of their time. Now, here's the part about the Nzunza, which is also the best part. With this cultivating of self-understanding and awareness and compassion and ultimately self-love, Inzunza iyaphakama. Your Nzunza energy, spirit, which is an energy of unity, starts to emanate in a bigger way within you. So the leader, the master of self, starts to rise. And these ones, these many voices, these many selves start to become quieter and quieter because they can sense that there's a different power within us. There's one of us, because they still can't see the Nzunza. They still can't see it. But they can feel it. Because they suspect it's one of them. Like, wait, is there a powerful one between us? Who is it? I challenge you. But they can slowly start to understand that it's not one within them, but it's an energy. Like, and in that period where your Nzunza is rising, you have this healthier relationship with yourself. That's how it's reflecting externally, as the way you see yourself as Usbongile or as Mark or, as John, whatever. You begin to feel less and less separated, less and less many. All of a sudden, there's this particular one who you seem to have the inner conversation with. I should do a reading on the inner conversation. I wonder if you guys know what I mean. There's the inner conversation, the whack, 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 whack of the many, the noise. There's the inner, because that's not conversation. That's just noise. Then there's the inner conversation between you, the perceiver of reality, and the one within you. that begins to grow. All of a sudden, you have actual guidance. You start to feel something like, oh, I can finally hear my ancestors. I can finally feel, but really, it's the one. It's the one who is unified within you. And yeah, from there, the sky's the limit. But yeah, we'll keep talking about that as we keep activating this Nzunza template within you. So that's what I have for you guys today. If the reading resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to book a reading, all the information is in the description box later. Oh, it is Thursday. Have a great weekend, y'all. I will see you on Monday. Later.